G'day, I'm RT, and this is the 21st of the 12th 2016. I'm going to review a trade I took on the 17th of the 12th 2016. As you can see, I'm trading the ES 2 range chart here, and it was about 2 o'clock in the morning. So leading into this trade, I had a bit of a down push here, like so, and then a retracement to this brick wall, which is the pivot point, and then it pushed down further. Apparently the pivot point is wrong, because you can see on this chart it's at 225.75, and I put the line here 225.75, but I'm pretty sure I took the trade there, so we're just going to go with it for now. As you can see, we got a breach point here. Oops, that was the wrong one. We'll just go with this. We got a breach point there, and so as soon as a candle closed below the breach point, which was this candle here, that was where I entered the trade, so we'll put a line there for the entry. Now, the rules that it met were bounced off a brick wall, closed below the pivot point, there was nothing in the way down to whatever this is, the S1, and we had both MDIs pointing in the same direction and the same colour on the correct side of each other, so the fast moving MDI is below the slow moving MDI. So we would have gotten in the trade there, we would have placed our stop 3 ticks above the failure of the buyers, as this is a seller pattern. So if we're at 225.7.75, we would have had 1, 2, 3 ticks there at 2258.5, so we can put a line there which is directly on the gap, which is a nice spot to have it. Sorry about my crooked lines. As you can see, the trade retraced up to about here somewhere, still plenty of room to our stop, and we would have also had a target of 4 ticks, so that brings us down to here. I should definitely adjust my chart so that I have tick valued horizontal lines, but we'll go with this for now. So bit of a retracement, no reason to adjust my stop as it's not part of my plan, and then it pushed down to nicely pay about here somewhere. So it was a good trade overall. The only downsides that I can see at the moment were that this is a questionable brick wall, as the 5-minute has the pivot point over here, but I can't quite get my market replay to work properly at the moment. This is just a preliminary test to see how this all goes. So I would have liked to have had that arranged a little bit better, and over here on the 5-minute chart you can see that this climactic candle is the one that closes beyond the YA, which is this brick wall here. If it closed below the, yeah, so it would have closed below the pivot point there at, where are we? Here it is, 205, which is about that one there. So we would have been able to take the trade provided this brick wall was correct. Anyway, it would have paid 4 ticks at one contract, would have been $50, which is a nice little little bit of profit for, how long did that take? 15 minutes. It's not too bad. And if we had a second target on, which would have been a risk target, we'll just check how much our risk was. So if this was our entry point here and our risk was up here, that's 2.5, which is 10 ticks of risk. So now if we go with the ruler again from our entry point and we push down to here somewhere, oh, that's well above. So, sorry about that, we'll get rid of this. If we draw a line from our entry point, come on now, back up to our stop loss, and then we push that down like so, and we draw another line across here. I feel like that's not enough. I'll have a look with the ruler. It's because I did it to the wrong line, silly me. Push it down a bit further, there we go. I'll bring this one down to here, and look at that, it still played nicely. So we would have got 14 ticks out of a 20 tick risk trade, and we had to wait a total of, well, we're not sure it would have paid there because the ES likes to touch targets and not pay, in a total of 20 minutes, 22 minutes. So that's a pretty solid trade. This would have netted us, how much is that? 14 by 12.5, like, let's do it on a calculator so I don't embarrass myself, even though this is pretty embarrassing itself. 14 by 12.5, 175 US dollars or euros, pretty sure it's euros, so that's not a bad little trade. Alright, and we'll call it there.